Like, there is truly no other student, I know, so wrong, that I want to do this with. We like to think of child predators as being really cunning and manipulative and intelligent because it allows us to believe that there's no way we could have seen it coming, that they really pulled the wool over our eyes. This is not the case for Hailey Beck. If you've already seen her Snapchat conversations with her students, the payments between the two, and all of the discourse online, then you'll know that she is the stupidest child predator that has ever existed. She makes a really minimal effort to cover up her crimes. Hailey Beck is a 27-year-old teacher from Phoenix, Arizona. She's the older sister to TikTok personality Noah Beck. And although she's appeared in a few of his TikToks and Snapchats and in the background of his videos, she didn't really have much of an online presence, definitely not equivalent to her brother Noah. While her brother soaked up the limelight, Hailey was a teacher at Centennial High School in Peoria, Arizona. And she was a psychology and sociology teacher. You really can't make this shit up, can you? By the time everything blew up, Hailey had been a teacher at Centennial High School for 6 years. So she was pretty well established there. Everyone knew her, the parents knew her, the faculty knew her. And she was very well known for being friendly with the students. She was known for being very friendly with the soccer players. And it's kind of understandable because she coached the girls' soccer team. But weirdly enough, she was friendlier with the male soccer players. A former student said that she let the male soccer players hang out in her classroom after the games. She'd buy them pizza and she'd make TikToks with them. Once, a student walked in and saw Hailey Beck with 30 or so football players. And Hailey went, "Oh, this looks weird." Like, why would it look weird? You're the one that's making it weird by saying that it's weird. So it's fair to say that she had a pretty weird relationship with the male soccer players. But students noticed her zoning in on one of the male soccer players in particular, and this would become the victim that we're talking about today, and we're going to refer to him as Boy A. Students heard them having really tense conversations in the hallway, and even when he wasn't there for class, she would mark him as present, and once she even did his homework for him. The favoritism was really obvious, but despite how obvious Hailey was being, the police didn't initially focus their investigation on her because they were focusing on another teacher at the very same school. This blew my mind. Not one female teacher, but 2 female teachers. The other teacher we're going to talk about today is 47-year-old Angela Burlaka. She was married with kids, and by the time of the investigation, she had worked as a teacher for 25 years. This 47-year-old teacher was accused of sending naked videos of herself to one of her students. In the video, she's in the shower, she's soaked up, she's touching herself, she's showing the full length of her body. And this all came to light when this student showed his grandmother, and the grandmother took the videos to the police. The police launched an investigation. They took the victim's phone. They spoke to students in Centennial High School, and Hailey Beck's name kept coming up. Angela Burlaka and Hailey Beck were both put on administrative leave in late 2025. Angela voluntarily gave up her teaching certificates. Hailey did not. However, the school board met and unanimously decided to fire her. Thank God. At this point in time, neither of them have been charged. The investigation is still ongoing, and the police are finding more and more victims. However, we do have the 200-page report, and that's what we're going to get into today. So I'm going to take you through every little bit of this police report. And if you're here to see the cringe text between Hailey and Boy A, I'm going to put timestamps below so you can go right ahead and go to that. But from now, I'm going to take you through the whole thing. And sometimes the timeline does seem a bit confusing. All the reports are sort of mixed up with times and dates, so I'm going to try and keep it as clear as possible. So the Peoria Police Department got an online tip from a parent at Centennial High School. The parent said, "I spoke once to Hailey about how I felt her relationship was inappropriate with all the kids. However, I know that last year's team has a lot of info about a boy she had an inappropriate teacher-student relationship with. He would meet her during non-school hours and she was definitely Snapchatting him." The police contacted the parent who left the online tip, and she was willing to give a lot more information, and so was her daughter, and her daughter was actually coached by Haley Beck. The daughter thought that Hailey was really weird. She, along with everyone else, noticed that she was very specifically focused on boy A, and boy A would find any reason to hang around Haley Beck. He would even come to the girls' soccer matches when no one else really bothered. In psychology class, she saw the pair having really weird, tense conversations. She even caught a glimpse of what they said when they were stood in the hallway having one of their weird, secretive conversations. And the students are like leaning up against the door with a glass trying to hear what they're saying. She caught a snippet of something that boy A said to Hailey. He went, "This will wreck your career, not mine." This witness also confirmed there was a rumour going around. There was a video of Hailey giving boy A head. Hailey wanted to be friends with the kids so badly. She overstepped the mark a lot of times. She even messaged a parent once saying that their daughter was being bratty in school, which is just insane. The crazy thing is, the parent who made the tip to the police line felt very guilty about doing so, because boy A, the main victim in this case, was an athlete at the high school, and soccer culture was absolutely massive here, and he really wanted to become a professional athlete, and any sort of scandal can really ruin a young athlete's chance of making it pro. We don't really have this massive soccer culture here in the UK, so it's hard to understand, but in the US, there are certain high schools that are soccer schools, and this is one of them. So this sort of explains the culture of an open secret in Centennial High School. A lot of people knew that something weird was happening, but any sort of controversy, any sort of whiff of impropriety could drastically change these boys' lives. Following the lead they got from that initial tipster, they interviewed another girl who was in Centennial High School. Now this is boy A's girlfriend. The most heartbreaking thing about all of this is that boy A was not only abused by Haley Beck, he was also abused by Miss Burlaka. So boy A's girlfriend is just living her life, and 47-year-old Angela Burlaka comes up to her and she's like, "Oh, you gonna go hang out with boy A?" She seemed really weirdly jealous of this young boy and his girlfriend. Miss Burlaka is a freak, which is something that was said in the text, which we'll get to later on, but Miss Burlaka is in fact a freak. She is adding lots of male students on Snapchat. She's texting them flirty stuff. She said to a lot of students, "My husband doesn't satisfy me." What sort of cataclysmic sort of event needs to happen for you to be acting like this at 47 years old? At any age, but still, whoever said age brings wisdom has not met this freak. It was a pretty open secret that Miss Burlaka was a weirdo. Apparently the football team bonded over how weird their teachers were and how they all had pictures of Miss Burlaka naked. And according to this witness, Hailey was also weird with all the soccer team, and she would text them on Instagram and give out her number and such. It was just really weird, but she was definitely fixated on boy A. She added him on Snapchat, she'd ask him out for food all the time. She'd even send him money to grab food. Side note here, whenever I hear about Snapchat in one of these stories, my eyes roll into the back of my head, because I know that these predatory adults think that anything they send on Snapchat just disappears forever. And we all know that is not the case. Every now and then, boy A would use the money that Hailey Beck sent him to grab food. He would grab food for himself and he would also grab some for her. And I guess they were heading back to school one of these times, and he said to his girlfriend, who's now given us the witness statement, he said, "Could you just go hand this to Miss Beck?" She said, "Sure." Apparently, Miss Beck did not acknowledge her, would not even look at her when she was grabbing her food off her. And about 30 minutes later, boy A gets a text from Hailey Beck saying, "Never have your little girlfriend bring stuff to me again." She's acting like she's the main woman, and this age-appropriate girlfriend is the side chick. So Hailey is clearly bulldozing every boundary known to man. She's even asking other young boys on the soccer team whether boy A was serious with his girlfriend. One day, boy A and his girlfriend were driving around the neighbourhood, and he said, "I've just got to stop off somewhere and hand someone my laptop because they're doing my homework for me." And of course the girlfriend's like, "Who?" And he wouldn't say at all. but he stopped off, he popped in somewhere and he came back. And the girlfriend knew from context clues that Hailey Beck lived around there, because sometimes the football team went to the pool in her apartment complex and she knew that. So she was like, this is Hailey Beck, this is definitely Hailey. This is what I mean about Hailey Beck being one of the dumbest criminals ever. So of course the girlfriend is like, this is really weird. And at one point she said to boy A, why don't you just take her off Snapchat? It's really weird that she's messaging you on there. So boy A did, and Hailey Beck blew up his phone on iMessage. And then he blocked her on iMessage, and she blew up his phone on Instagram. And she was messaging him things like, oh, you're so immature. Girl, get a fucking grip. Eventually that little spat blew over and they continued texting. Hailey continued sending him money. Boy A told his girlfriend, look, I know it's weird. I'm going to block her at the end of the school year, but I can't afford for her to give me a bad grade right now. So he was clearly scared of her. He was clearly scared about the repercussions. Some of the people online have been saying that they don't really see Boy A as a victim because he's a man, and because he took money from her, and because in the text and just generally he wasn't very nice to her. I completely think he was a victim. I think he was clearly very resentful of her and the things she demanded of him and how she harassed him. And we're going to see in the text that a lot of times he makes it clear he's not bothered about seeing her. He doesn't want to. And she just keeps pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. After giving this very detailed report to the police, the girlfriend goes home and tells Boy A everything she's told the police, and he is very, very upset. He's more worried about his football career and he thinks that this might impact it, and he really does not want to speak to the police. Which, fair enough. I mean, he's young, he's been abused, and he is worried about his career. In the next few pages of the police report, we get a lot of interviews with parents, students. There's a lot of information that's corroborated. The next meaty piece of information is with an anonymous witness. They corroborated a lot of what our first witness said, our second witness said, and they also said that they heard something different from when Hailey and Boy A were having an argument in the hallway and all the students were like trying to listen in. They heard Boy A say, I have a girlfriend, why are you worried about what I do? They also heard the rumour that there was a video going around of Hailey Beck giving a student head, and another rumour that Hailey Beck had been with this student sexually since he was 16. No matter who the police interviewed, everyone agreed that Hailey was obsessed with the idea of being cool. And a lot of people online have speculated that this must be because she was a loser in high school. But that's not the case. Some people have done some digging. She was a prom queen, she was very popular, she was athletic, she was on the soccer team, she was just generally a popular girl. So this isn't a case of trying to relive her youth. I think this is a case of her being a pervert. I think when there's a female predator, a lot of people try and explain away why they might have done what they've done, or give them the benefit of the doubt. And at the end of the day, she is just a pervert. Anyway, back to the witness. They said that Boy A called Hailey fat in front of everyone during one of their psychology classes. And she said, the way Hailey reacted, I could tell that she liked it. This bit of reporting has made a lot of people speculate that Hailey has a humiliation fetish. And this could be apparent in the way that Boy A speaks to her in the text a bit later on. I don't really think anything of this. It could be something, it could be nothing. She could be smiling embarrassed because he said it in front of everyone. This witness also has a few things to say about Angela Burlaka. Apparently everyone knows that she sends nudes to students, and everyone knows that her husband doesn't satisfy her. This must be a really weird space for the kids to be in, because this witness, despite saying all of this, she said, oh no, I liked Angela Burlaka. She was really nice to me and she was a good teacher. We're on to the next witness, this time a girl who's in Hailey's soccer class and also the psychology and sociology class that she shares with Boy A. Apparently Hailey said quite a lot that her and Boy A were like siblings. I don't know if this is a really crappy attempt to cover up what's happening and all the hugs and the conversations and the joking around, but it just comes across really creepy. This witness also reiterates that boy A would call her fat in front of everyone. Again, we've got the rumour about the video, and apparently boy A only showed up to 2 or 3 weeks total of the class, and she just marked him as present every time. This witness also gives us the first hint that boy A wasn't Hailey's only victim. There was another boy in the class that had a selfie of Hailey on his phone, and he said, "She's mine." Now we're moving on to the interview with the victim that blew this case open. This is the guy whose grandma found videos of Angela Burlaka on his phone.
Edit and Lexi here. I think I didn't make it very clear that this is boy A. We're talking about the same guy here.
So this student had a video of Angela Burlaka soaking herself, rubbing herself in the shower. And it was very obvious it was her because she has identifying tattoos. He also has a video, and I don't know if this is the same video or a different one, I think it's a different one, of her using a and saying his name. It was shortly after this interview that the police followed Angela Burlaka as she was driving, performed a traffic road stop and took her into custody. This was on the 30th of July 2025. The next day the police interview Angela, and it's really not giving us much information. The investigator asked Angela, "Did you communicate with students outside of school purposes?" I'm not going to answer that question. "Is there a reason why a student might have your personal phone number?" She says no, but does mention she would give her phone number to students while they were on a school trip. "Is there any reason a student would have any images or videos of you naked?" She says, "I'm not going to answer that, I need an attorney," and there the interview ends. But the police confiscate her phone, and they are able to retrieve some inappropriate messages between Angela and a student. She starts the conversation by saying, "Who's your tattoo artist?" The student said, "This guy named Creep on 43rd Avenue in Grand." Angela says, "Not much in you." There might have been some deleted messages in there. He says, "Just floating around, why do you want to add me?" Angela says, "Just trying to stay out of trouble." "If you say so, you got any free time coming up?" "I'm leaving town this weekend." "Where to?" "Colorado for a week. Last vacay before school starts." "Summer goes fast." "It really does." "Good morning." "Good morning." "Curious if your offers are still on the table." "Yes, but not right now." "Catch me in December. I'm curious if you can teach me some things or not." "Are you graduating early?" "Yes, I am." "I'll be done in December, so catch me over break when you get free time. I need to see if you've got any special tricks." "And I'll be 19. "Nice, and I'll be happy to." "We'll see what you got up your sleeve." "Anything you want." "What's with you copying my message? Should I be worried?" "Not about me." "Good to know." "Excited for school?" And then Angela deleted a bunch of messages. That interview ends, and very shortly after, the police get an email from a relative of one of the students at the high school. The email reads, "Hello, I hope you're doing well. I'm writing to share a concern regarding Miss Beck and a student," the student's name, "that I believe warrants your attention. My sister, who is a student at the high school, has mentioned feeling uncomfortable about Miss Beck's interaction with the student. She has observed and heard about several instances that seem inappropriate, including frequent communication. Miss Beck gave him a Christmas gift while not giving any of the other teammates a Christmas gift. Miss Beck and the student have been seen together in a vehicle. While my sister is unwilling to provide further details, I believe other students may be able to share more information if approached. I understand that this is a serious concern, and I trust that the school handle it with the appropriate discretion and urgency." So this email adds Hailey Beck's name into the conversation. And realistically, I think the police would have found out about her anyway, but this just moves the timeline forward a little bit. On the 2nd of August, just a few days after arresting Angela Burlaka, police execute a search warrant on Hailey Beck's car and flat. And during that time, a policeman interviews Hailey Beck in his car. He's in the driver's seat, she's in the passenger seat, and this is what she says. She said that her and boy A were close as peers, and then realising how suspect that sounds, she corrects herself and says, "Not as peers, but as a teacher and student." And he's going through a lot because he's transferring to a school in California. She said she always gives her phone number out to students at the high school, And she does admit to speaking to boy A over Instagram, and she says this is because he's in a weird space because he's transferring schools. The policeman says, look, we've had complaints about you being inappropriate with children, this one in particular, and Hailey is outraged. She said, I would 1000% deny that. I would never ever do that. That's crazy. Absolutely not. She did admit giving gifts to him, but said that she would do that for all her student athletes, which wasn't true. The policeman said, why would people make these allegations about you and boy A? And Hailey actually chuckled and she said, I have a few ideas. According to Hailey, boy A was really worried about being able to get in college and progress his soccer career because his attendance wasn't that good. And so she opened up her classroom to him after hours so he could improve his attendance and get into the college he wanted to go to. So it was all very selfless and it was for him. And nothing was going on, and it'd be crazy to think there was something going on. Except a few minutes later, investigators searched her apartment and they found a handwritten letter to boy A ripped up in her bin. Now you need to strap yourself in for this because this is the craziest letter ever for a 27-year-old woman to be writing to a 17-year-old boy. Okay, so it starts with his name. You're probably going to think this is cheesy as hell, but you know I'm a words girly. I know, you aren't dying and you're literally just a text away, but I had little notes from people when I was away studying abroad and would just read them whenever I was feeling a little lonely. Obviously, with you being away from your closest people, you may feel that way at some point. So read this if you do. I'm really proud of you for choosing yourself in this situation, even though I know it was tough. It's kind of crazy to look back and realise in my 2 years of knowing you, our relationship has changed so much. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to teach you your sophomore year because without that, we would have never really been chill with each other. I know there's some random times or days when you decide to hate me, but that's okay because I know at the end of the day we're solid, brackets, most of the time. I genuinely feel like you're a brother, weird, maybe a cousin or step bro, and truly never thought I would be in this situation with you, but I'm glad to have you as someone who I think will be in my life for a while. Even if we don't talk all the time now or even at all when you're at college, I feel like our little bond will always be there. So just hit me when you want to get wasted at a bar together and I'll send you my wedding invite one day. I know you are nostalgic as fuck, so I hope you look back at our time as a good one and no, this isn't me like saying goodbye, but I know things will be different. And don't forget our first pickleball hangout and how you wouldn't get out of my car for like 3 hours, or our Sonic run after your state game, or all the random times you fell asleep on my couch just waiting for me to invite you to my room, lol. Oh, or our go-kart experience and our word games at Shake Shack. You know, for this relationship being extremely wrong, I feel like we have really made the most out of it. I'm glad I got to come to your tattoo appointments, even if you just wanted me to bring you food. All our car hangouts were fun too, for eating and other stuff, lol. Or our night adventure in Cali. Like there is truly no other student, I know, so wrong, that I want to do this with. Don't let this all go to your head, but I'm glad you're in my life. Okay, ew, what the fuck? I mean, you've been to my parents' house, in their closet, insane. I'm sorry, I just need a laugh break. What a disgusting piece of shit. I feel like you have opened up to me about a lot of things. I'm glad that I've been able to be someone you can talk to. Even though sometimes my advice or input is unsolicited, I'm happy we can talk about things. You know you can always reach out if you need anything. I won't lie, I would always look forward to when you would come over. Not even to do anything, but just to hang. I feel like I got good at being by myself, but even with you, it was still just easy. Whether it was to talk, watch movies, make pizza, or do other stuff, I'm glad we have those memes. And lastly, it kind of hit me that it'll be weird not seeing you during Storm the Halls. Even weirder not seeing you on the field. I'm sure you knew this, but you're the reason I went to all the games I could. Before I knew you, I'd go to a few games a season, but last season I wanted to go to as many as I could. And I'm glad I did because those are the last ones I'll be at for you. It's not going to be the same, but I'm happy knowing you're happy with where you're at. I'm proud of you, all you've done and all you'll continue to do. This is just the beginning. Even though you'll go to your grave saying we aren't peers, I'm glad to have had you as a friend. Like, bro, you're the first person that got me to smoke weed. You're always going to have that title, so we're locked in for real. Even though you never say it back, I love you and wish you all the best, always. Love, HB. Imagine writing this about a student. I don't know. My chest feels tight reading this shit. I'm so embarrassed. What? How old is this woman? She acts like a 13-year-old. Okay, now we're at the most embarrassing part of all, the text messages. From the 20th of June 2025 to the 2nd of August 2025, there were over 4,000 messages exchanged between Hailey and Boy A. And the police report gives us a decent chunk of those text messages. Hailey is on the way to a Post Malone concert and she sends Boy A selfie of her outfit. She says one compliment gets you $5 in gas money. Well, I'm gonna have to shell out about 5 compliments. Better start now. Well, no, now that they're forced, I don't want them anymore. I think your boots are very fitting, they proportion well on your legs. I think your top is cute because of the fray lacy look. I think the hat is fire, okay. Belt, I see that. And I like your hair straight, boom. Was that hard for you, to be honest? You should have seen me the last time I wore this t-shirt. It was tight on me. Crazy. Cough it up. You know, just a you look good would have sufficed. Why the hell are you driving at 72 miles tonight? You said 5. Bro, because I have to go to this dumb youth camp at North High and then up to Anthem to sleep before I leave tomorrow morning. Hailey says, sleep over in Anthem? Don't forget to come get me. Joke. That's where I'll be. Maybe. And then it shows that she sent $25 via Apple Pay with the reference compliments. The concert won't end until like 11ish. I would feel bad making you get me. Boy A is like, yeah, I'll be asleep. He is not gonna get her. He's making it very clear, like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Wow, okay, see you never. I was gonna make you drive to get me drunky snacks. Later on in the conversation, Hailey and Boy A are discussing going to Anthem so Hailey can eat. Hailey, come pick me up. I'm literally pulling up to my grandpa's. Wow, Tanga outlets? I don't even know what that means. I want to hang deep as fuck. I'm overly far. Well, what is there to do in Anthem? Now you gotta go to sleep. Drive to Flag? She says, wow, okay, see you never. I was gonna make you drive to me to get me drunky snacks. He's like, I'm literally at my grandpa's. Hailey finally gives in and she's like, right, so nothing we can do tonight. And he goes, I mean, you can Uber here. I'll let you in. Hailey says, to your grandpa's? He's like, yeah, he's almost 70. He'll be asleep. Hailey's like, realistically, me pulling up is kind of weird, isn't it? Which is a strange moment of clarity from Hailey, I've got to say. In another set of messages, they're trying to arrange meeting up and Hailey is all but throwing herself at him. Hailey says, well, are we like picking up, drive through, like what's the vibe? He says, I don't got all day, I gotta get ready to leave at 7 a.m. tomorrow, but probably like a car mukbang sort of thing. And then he just straight up requests money from her, which I find hilarious. Hailey then texts him, you know you could always just get your nut off with me. God forbid a girl offers her services. He says, you're funny. And she says, but I'm also serious. Just call me if you're feeling crazy. He says, and that's why it's funny. Maybe tonight. She says, oh, we could keep it PG and get froyo. But you know, all it takes is me just driving to you, so let me know. He says, I feel bad. I want to go to the dispo, but I can't because I have a dinner right now and have to pack and shit still. So it's going to be closed by the time I leave. So I'm asking you if you can go for me and just pick it up and I'll hit you when I'm done with dinner. Yeah, I can do that. So you want me to grab something from the dispo, then come to you? I'm still here at Sushi downtown, so that buys me some time. He says, no, don't come straight here. Wait till I text you. Don't text me though, exclamation mark. Okay. Just get another infused, any flavour, to be honest. Same thing. Don't text me. Infused, 2 grams. I'll text you later. Hailey says, just stay at my place. I'll drive you to the airport tomorrow. Joking. Girl, she was not joking. Low-key might ask you to. Whatevs, I'm on my way now. If you don't hear from me in 15, send a search party because I probably crashed from falling asleep. And he just laughs at the message. He does not give a fuck. He says, go down the street behind mine and come from the other side to my house, like the back part where there's 2 streets connect, because obviously they don't want to be seen together. Hailey puts, if you can't, just let me know and I'm a dip. He says, okay, come to house. Hailey, I did. In the next set of messages, they're discussing a trip boy A is going to take, and it shows why Hailey is considered to be his sugar mama. He says, are you going to be my daily allowance service for this trip? Do we set a benchmark or do I just ask by item? What are we thinking here? Hailey sends a photo of a game on her phone with the caption, have you ever played this game? I feel like you'd like it. Girl, he's not bothered. He wants to talk money with you. She says, this sounds like an official business deal. He says, I don't know about deal, more so communication. Yeah, communication is always good, but don't get too crazy with demands, but I'm sure we can work something out. Side note, he doesn't even respond about the phone game, which is just hilarious. Laughing my ass off. Nothing you haven't seen before, probably just when I'm hungry. I'm finna probably eat at this connection in Houston. It's fun. Anyways, get some food. So he requested money. She sends a photo of her neck. She's outside, her neck's exposed and red, and there's like a small hickey there. Oh goodness, she sends him money. He says, you're gonna have skin cancer. Hailey says, talking about the hickey. Girl, he knows you're trying to bait him into talking about the hickey. He literally doesn't care. Oh! A bit later on, he puts, hey sugar mommy, nice to hear from you at the perfect time. Look at you being telepathically connected to me. She laughs at that. You better suck up right now because I cried myself to sleep last night because you didn't say love you back. I also decided I didn't like the title of sugar mommy. It makes me feel used. Oh gosh, what title do you prefer? Crybaby? This guy's replies make me laugh. He is funny. He just does not give a fuck about her. And these are the sorts of texts that make people feel like he's not a victim. I think he's 100% a victim. He's also just funny. Watch it. I'm being drama. I didn't cry, but I was visible shocked. Darling or doll always suffices. I fell asleep, big whoop, and then he requests money again. Sugar baby requesting money from doll-face sugar mama. In another set of messages, they're talking about Hailey feeling used for money. She messages him, if I cut you off from all the money benefit from all of this, I really feel you would never speak to me. He replies, I don't know if we should try to find out. And she puts, is that a threat? I think you would miss me for just a little bit. He puts, probably. Hailey says, nah, I was just thinking how we started off, literally nothing to do with money. How did we get to this point? He replies, man. She goes on, back when you liked me for me and not my bank. You also sometimes like me for something that doesn't even require money. But obviously no can do right now because he was still on his trip. He replies, nah, whatever you were doing the other night with your tongue, don't let that get out of your inventory for real. Keep that in your back pocket ready to go. In another set of messages, Hailey is like a feral dog. She's like, you need to catch me before my period starts. She says, gotta catch me today before my period starts tomorrow, I think. She sent a gif of Kevin James, probably the one where he's like that. And the guy thumbs down that message, which just made me fucking laugh. And then Hailey put, what the hell does the helicopter mean? He must have sent a gif or something. And why did you thumbs down that? The fuck? Okay, mysterious helicopter. He replies, propeller motions. Hailey says, meaning what? Next to a tongue? Like what? Right after you disliked a message saying to see me today, lots of mixed signs here. He says, I won't be seeing you today unless you pick me up from the airport and just devour my shit. I thought I can't since you have to get your dad. And then there's lots of messages coordinating the airport pickup. Hailey put, I don't know how I'm supposed to devour you if I'm driving and dropping you off. And he puts, at the crib, out front. Oh, it's so sus doing it during the day, but okay, whatever you say. He says, come inside. Nah, chill, car it is. Hailey puts, if no one was home, then yeah, preferably that. But I guess I'll settle for being a rebellious teen. He laughed at that. Yep, just like always, a big kid stuck in high school, fucking a high schooler, shit crazy, the world we live in, am I right? She put, like, why are you complaining and making me feel bad? Like, you're getting basically a relationship out of me without the arguments and constant need for commitment and reassurance, so you're welcome. He loved that message, not necessarily complaining, clutch, sugar mama for real, porn star, all the perks for real, cars, hotels, even the apartment, what a gal. Yeah, and all the while you have a girlfriend on the side, but at least you know I'm not going to start arguments with you randomly. I don't know if this is supposed to be a compliment or offensive. He replies, compliment, you're just not in a porn star body, that's all. I live a wild life, what can I say? Hailey responds, and there's the insult. So is this you admitting you have a girlfriend? Because if that's the case, I'm not doing nothing with you. I don't have a girlfriend for real. Okay, thank you. I really hope you aren't trolling me though, because weirdly that is where I'd cut everything off. Not like us being cool, just my physical and money services. So I hope you aren't lying to keep it. Nah, I mean, if I was 27 and had a boyfriend that was a cop while I'm breaking the law with my student, I'd probably be conservative with my services as well. But I don't know. I don't have experience with that. Just a thought. And I'm laughing because it's funny to see him put her down, because that is what she deserves. She has groomed him for years. And I think the only small bit of power he has in this situation is to do that. Good for him. In another set of messages, Hailey again shows she is a rabid animal. Really only like 20 minutes away, it's not too bad. So when you leave gym, I'll leave. He says, I just left. Okay, so should I leave? He puts, I'm just trying to get my dick sucked, so you let me know. Yeah, so I can leave now. I'll be there in 20. All right, like 5 away. Do you want me to pull up in front of your house? He says a little bit before, not in the light. Hailey says, I'll be there in 2. Literally, I'm all ready to walk, fresh out the shower, and as soon as I get downstairs, the sharpest pain in my stomach ever, straight bubble guts. And to me, that sounds like anxiety. I mean, it sounds like straight up anxiety. I imagine there was a lot of conflicting feelings inside him. A lot of people say, well, he walked out to meet her and da-da-da-da-da. He was being groomed, he was being manipulated, and this sort of thing is going to cause him anxiety for the rest of his life, so I'm not surprised. Another very sexual batch of texts. Hailey puts, let me know if you need me tomorrow during your tattoo time, because I'm going to be in Scottsdale, but then have to make my way back over here by 6 for Pilates. But then after, if you're not doing anything, we can get froyo, in brackets, my period started, I have an excuse. But good thing I can still use my mouth. In a different set of messages, Hailey offers to buy alcohol for him. She puts, if you want tequila later, you have to meet me somehow or wait until I'm done. Yeah, when you're done, but not tequila, just a big bottle of whatever that will get us drunk. But we're drinking Crown when we get there, so something that will mix with Crown. Hailey says, let me just get y'all those big buzz balls, they'll knock you out. Bet get a biggie, blue one. In the next set of messages, Hailey is talking to boy A about breaking up with his girlfriend. And it's no surprise that she is so immature and freaky. She absolutely hates this girlfriend and she thinks she's better than her. I knew that was going to happen, to be honest. Like, you choose to be the nice guy. There's no compromise in breakups, but somehow she's still going to do the same shit. Like, do it now when you have the opportunity to be the one that didn't do anything wrong, or else the cycle will just keep going. But your life, you do you. I just feel like you were so ready to be done. Hopefully you can still enjoy me sucking your dick, so let me know when you want that. He laughed at the message and says, got it. In another set of messages, Hailey and Boy A talk about a Kesha concert she's just been to. Hailey writes, no, for real, I can't wait to put this burrito in my mouth. Yes, I have my car. Why? Wow, want to put something else in your mouth? I mean, yeah, dumb question. All right, let me know when you're outside. Hailey puts, nah, I wish, but I'm staying the night at a friend's. That's why I'm saying tomorrow. He puts, darn. Hailey puts, I know, bummer. What you doing tomorrow? He puts, take your 30-year-old ass home. Fuck are you doing having sleepovers for? I'm hungry. Fuck, my house is empty. Going to sleep. Hailey says, because I drank and I'm being responsible. About a smoke, a selfie. He puts, here we go. Brother, what do you mean tomorrow? I'm sucking your dick then. He puts, you're gonna pass out. I don't know yet. She puts, I know, after eating this burrito. Okay, well, add me to your plans. He puts, if I get an opening, I should. Oh, cut it out. You don't know what you're doing, but saying if you get an opening, interesting. Like, prioritise me if you want my mouth around your dick. She is throwing herself at him as much as humanly possible, and he's still rejecting her. Because she probably knocks him sick. She's literally obsessed with sucking his dick. She goes, I need approximately a 1-day break from sucking dick. My throat is not well. He says, you can have until Monday. Nah, I can go as early as Saturday. I'm a champ. Gotta get it out of my system before I leave for Cali. In another set of messages, Hailey writes, night night, hit me tomorrow for brekkie, lunch, dinner, movie, a suck, you name it, I'm a free bird tomorrow. In the next set of messages, they talk about the rumour going around that he has a video of Hailey sucking his. Hailey says, hi, sorry, I have a serious question / problem. What's up? Why did redacted just randomly text me saying she heard some crazy stuff about me, and so I said, what? And she said, redacted said, apparently you were going through your phone pics and showed a video of me sucking your... I don't know when or to who, but why is that a thing? He says, who is redacted? Hailey says, redacted's girlfriend. I don't know, that's a pretty wild, crazy rumour. I mean, the scary thing is, it's not a rumour. Says who? Sounds like a rumour to me. Well, it's not a rumour that you have a video, if not multiple, but like, I'd hope you weren't dumb enough to show your guy friends that even tell them. He just replies, nah. Like, I'm not going to be mad, but clearly he knows all about the shit we do, and that is more than I wanted him to know in the first place. But as long as no one else knows. Like, all I've ever cared about is if you're honest about that part. In the next set of messages, they again talk about oral. Hailey says, like, I'll stay up if you will come. Yeah, but turn your brain off for a few then, he says, and just get my balls licked. Hailey says, sure, if that's what you want. Balls licked, sucked, let's run it. He laugh reacted to that. But like, come now if you're still available, or just confirm you'll come at 11 so I know to stay up, lol, before I get too tired to perform well. Another set of messages about oral. Hailey says, why would I get out my car and drive to you when you're already out? He says, bro, Hailey, to bring something to some randos. He says, if you want to eat the dick, just say that. Hailey says, I wasn't even getting at that, but shit. Right. Was just thinking smarter, not harder really. Can't decline a nut. Seems like you're playing hard to get right now. I'm also laying in bed and don't want to get up until I have to be honest. I also have stuff to do, so I won't trap you here. So are you coming or... He says, I'm here, bring TS down. Bro, you blow my shit every chance you get. Like, oh my god. Another text exchange reads, yeah, you should have, now you'll never have the chance again. Yeah, whatever, I don't like liars. Who's lying? You. When I visit home, I'm coming to beat them cheeks up. I smiled, but then I said, ew. Freak. If my shit was weak, then what's the point even? Cry me a river. When are you gonna come home to visit then? Nah, no need for me to cry. I'll just suck your dick and you can shut the fuck up about it. God. In the next series of messages, Hailey and Boy A discuss Angela Burlaka, and this was a few days before she was arrested. Hailey, in a group with Burlaka for our meeting, feels so wrong. What was the pic you sent me over Snap? Like, what did it say? I don't know. I thought I saved it, but I guess I didn't. Never mind. A little bit later on, Boy A says, those ID pics are funny. Funny? Why? Oh, let me guess. I was a beluga in the first few. Bro, my sophomore year, you were 1,000,000,000% overweight, and now, man, that ain't right. Yeah, but you still fuck with me then, like, as a person. Negative. You as a cool teacher. Is my one this year good then? And my current teacher? Or better at least? You telling me you wouldn't have tried with me back then solely because of the teacher aspect? No, not at all. Because it would have been like, she's not even a flex, she's rough. Hailey, right, I was just cool. Alright, be nice. You are, same way I think about Miss B. If she was a little more fit, I would have died in the pussy. Bro, she's like 50 though. But she's too damn big for me right now. Age is just a number, baby. She's starving for the young D. I mean, I guess, but even though our situation is still not right, at least we're closer in age. I don't like being compared to Miss B. Nah, 100%. A tad more normalised. Like, if I'm 25 and you're 33, who cares? But if I'm 25 and she's 55, like, holy gilf. Luckily, I haven't cracked her yet, so This sounds way more normal. Like an older woman, go you. Sick. I can't even look at her without thinking of her literal vagina. Right. In another set of messages, Hailey refers to being called a sugar mama. I'm glad you still referred to me as a sugar mama. I thought my services were being retired. Yep, lifelong side piece. Lifelong. I'm gonna get sick of side piece eventually. I'll need a little upgrade. 8 hours of meetings today. I'm actually gonna KMS. Well, that's not my decision. What do you mean? You're the old lady here. If you seek a relationship your age, I can't be anything other than your side piece. You're playing with fire, not me. You think I'll still fuck with you when I'm in a relationship? 100% D2 fire. I was gonna ask if you'd still fuck with me if you were in one, but you literally did. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been locked in a relationship, but technically I am, so I guess you can say that. I don't really care, to be honest. I cheat. You are? Like, again? When I come home, I'm going to see her for sure. She's like a sloth on a tree. She's not letting go. Just take a break if you need it, honestly. I've taken a few breaks between these messages because they're stressing me out. One of the grossest ones for me is the next one. It's where boy A is talking about sharing his place with a roommate and the water pressure and how sometimes it gets messed up. Hailey puts, your roomie want in on the action too. I'm kidding. Wow, you really are just a bucket. Like, you would dead do that shit, I feel like. You're insane, a bucket. Bro, he could very well be a minor. I would never do this for a stranger. And then she sends him a screenshot of an Ariana Grande song called Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. He puts, Jesus Christ. She puts, hee hee, oh relax, live a little. Ugh, she's so fucking childish. In another set of messages, they're talking about him being available. She says, nah, I know you have stuff to do and people to see, but don't forget your sugar mama. Thank you for all the things you've done for me. Click accept though, I'm at the counter. He's literally sent her a money request and he's at the counter and he's just sending a compliment so he can get the money. Good for him. Why are you thanking me? It's making it seem like you're done with me. Nah, I'm just not finna be as available because I'm gone. And then she sends the money. Yeah, I know this, but still be available over call and text, you know. I'll see you this weekend when you're available for our temporary last hurrah. And he liked the message. Here is a screenshot of all the times Hailey sent him money. It totaled about $630 over the 6 weeks, which is no little amount, especially on a teacher's salary. One of the payments was captioned, this money exchange just felt like straight prostitution, which is just lovely, isn't it? Hailey really acts like a little schoolgirl over this guy. And while the investigators were going through her phone, they found loads of deleted messages in her notes app. So it's like when you're having an argument with someone and you want to get the full message out, you want to type it out, copy it, paste it, send it without the person seeing that you're typing. We've got a really long one here. And for some context, she created this note on the 1st of August, one day before she was detained. Okay, not gonna lie, I feel the need to text you because I'm out of the loop with your stuff and don't want you hiding things from me, especially if it even has a little to do with me. Your sudden decision to just leave today kind of made me feel nervous, and I feel like you wouldn't have told me if I didn't ask. The last thing I want to do is overwhelm you and stress you out because I'm sure your last day yesterday has been hard enough, but you can talk to me on here, like you're in Cali and this is over Snap. I'm not dumb to the situation right now, but feel like my mind has been stressing just because you're not really talking to me about this stuff. Talk to me when you can. I know you're busy, but fill me in to ease my mind. A few days earlier, she created and deleted this note. Like, that's why I'm confused why you even keep her around when you get everything you need from me. And then on the 15th of July, there is this incredibly long note. Okay, I don't care if you get annoyed at this being long because whenever I bring this up to you in person or on the phone, you hang up on me or walk away. This convo is only being prolonged because you don't know how to communicate. And yes, I'm sorry, but that's the least you could do for me. I've only texted these last couple of days because I feel like you're being weird towards me and I've wanted to figure out why and fix it. If you want, this can be the last time I waste words on you, but I feel like you can at least try to understand how I feel. You know that this entire time, the only thing I've ever asked for you is to be kind and respectful towards me. I've literally never cared about the money aspect of this. Believe it or not, I know how to say no, and if I didn't care about you, I would have said no multiple times by now. Not only do I buy you stuff, I personally deliver it to your house. I've bought you stuff to your tattoo appointments, driven you to haircuts, door-dashed food to my classroom for you, bought you hotels, let you drive my car multiple times, done hours of your homework, even started doing stuff for your friend. Literally whatever you need, I'm there. I have never acted put out by any of that, but I have wondered if that is the only reason you keep me around. I like to think it's not, because you'll randomly say things that make me feel like you actually enjoy hanging out with me. I figured you get literally all the perks of a relationship without being pressured to even be in one, obviously, but I think you forget that naturally I have feelings that get hurt by you sometimes. I hate feeling like I'm being used by you, and I hate the fact that if I have something to ask you or say to you, you get annoyed. I hardly ever get mad or annoyed at you, even though there have been plenty of reasons for me to. You tell me we aren't peers, but then proceed to act like we are more than that. I can hardly ever say no to getting you stuff or hanging out with you when you call me at 10 because I want to. It's never a burden for me. But you make me feel like all the stuff only applies when it's convenient to you, and when I ask to hang, I'm being annoying. I feel like I know you value and appreciate me, but I also feel like you think it's easy to take advantage of my kindness towards you. Trust me, I know I get a little attached sometimes, but I figured it benefits you always, and there's literally no strings attached, so I don't know how it's ever an annoyance to you. I'm sorry if I overstep when asking about your girlfriend, but to be honest, before we were even anything, you tell me all about your girl stuff. So I just assumed you'd continue telling me things like that, but it's fine. I figured with our situation, overstepping doesn't really exist, and that's something I feel like you should value. The fact that you can tell me things and I'd never judge. There's randomly some days where you'll give me a play-by-play story about something that's happened between you two. Then other days when you get mad when I even mention her name. I don't care about that. I truly just want you happy, and the last thing I want is for you to feel stressed by this situation. If you think our time or whatever this is done, fine. But with the school year coming up, I understand things will change, but I also think we can still maintain a friendship if that's what you want. I'm not dumb, contrary to what you might think given our situation, but obviously we won't text throughout the day because of school and football. The last thing I want is to be a burden on you during your season, trust me. But I like to think that if you are ever free, you can hit me up, because I want to support you this year knowing that we are cool. But if we continue any kind of relationship, it would be nice to know I'm kept in the loop about stuff. What the fuck is going on in this woman's mind? This is a very sick woman, very sick. And she's like, I don't know why you'd be getting upset because it benefits you with no strings attached. He's getting upset because you're grooming him, girl. It just makes me so mad anyway. So we know there's a few days between Angela Burlaka having the search warrant executed on her and Hailey Beck having the search warrant executed. So she is so stupid. It's not quite clocking in her brain that she is also going to get found out. I mean, she's nervous about it, she's panicked, but something's just not clicking up here. She messages, like, what am I supposed to do about this right now? If I don't provide later, then you can call me lame. He says, deal. A bit later on, she says, oh, I'm kind of freaking out about that message. He says, delete everything about me in your phone, probably. I don't think it's about you, though. I think it's Miss B and some shit. And they're trying to get me in for questioning. Everything has been deleted, you do the same, but let me know what it's about. I'm nervous. I have no clue. I think she just got caught up with some other kids and they said my name got brought up. I have something to give you also. Okay, as long as it's about her. I'm leaving right now. To go where? Dago. I don't know what Dago is, but just got an email about South San Diego, Burlaka. Wait, you're going to Cali now? What's the email? Hold on. Not staying till Sunday anymore then. Hailey sends a screenshot of the email she got about Angela Burlaka being placed on administrative leave. Wait, so you're like gone? Gosh dang it, I had stuff to give you. Wow, yeah, I'm out. Unfortunate, mail it. I wonder who said something. Are you gonna have to call PD? I can't, I'll just give it to you next time you're home, I guess. I thought I'd have time to at least drop it off by Sunday. It's good, just don't text me right now. They can eat a D. I don't know anything at all. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what's going on. Alright, I hope you're not like weird with me or something, but okay. Nah, just not trying to create any new situation. Yeah, this is just a you and me thing though, not that it's right, but others were involved with her, so no need to just get automatically standoffish to me though. And you're also not at blank anymore, so good luck in Cali and don't be a stranger. Never. Send me that email again real quick. But who are you showing it to? My dad. Did you tell him the police contacted you? He knows, goofball. They showed up at my door banging on it at 6 a.m. on the first day of school and fucked up every plan we had up there. Didn't get to talk to any coaches or any people or anyone. Wait, what? They came to your house? I gotta go, delete this shit. You're being weird, but okay. You're being an idiot, like there isn't an investigation going on in front of your face. Bro, for videos of Burlaka because other kids told, you're on your way to Cali and this is over snap, idiot. Like, tell me if it's about something else, please. What's the name of your school? So he didn't even tell her the name of his school. He's probably worried about her stalking him. And this is where she sends him this long-ass wall of text that was in her notes, the one that started, okay, not gonna lie, I feel the need to text you because I feel like I'm out of the loop. Then in the police report, we get a series of audio messages. Now, I believe this is Hailey and another male soccer student talking about boy A and about the situation as a whole. Honestly, it's hard to tell because so much is redacted and she is having inappropriate messages with so many students. But that's what I think's happening. Hailey says, I want to know how, like, they found out about it. I don't know. I actually have no clue. I was just as confused, to be honest. Like, did someone turn it in? Like, obviously. Like, I mean, maybe a parent, but, like, boy A's parents didn't like. That's not something that they would care about, honestly. I know, I don't, nah, definitely not. I don't know because Miss Burlaka has a husband. Boy A was supposed to stay like over the weekend until Sunday until he went to California, but then he went yesterday and part of me feels like it has to do with the situation. No shit. She's very slowly starting to put the pieces together. The student replies, it might, to be honest, not gonna lie. Hailey puts, yeah, no, she's got a whole husband and 2 like grown kids that I don't know. Jeez Louise, bro. Literally, he's just like the receiver of that, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, I feel like he's dipping away from it kind of abruptly, kind of sus. If he just receives them, I don't know. No, that's actually, like, smart, to be honest. You're thinking of, something, no, actually, Hailey puts. Yeah, because he literally was back for, like, one day. I'm pretty sure, and he was gonna come talk to the coaches but he didn't even do that. Like, I just want to know what went down for him to do it so abruptly and be like, yup, I'm out. I mean, I hope he didn't do anything wrong. Like, I feel like if that was the case of just like, hey, we know that this person has sent you stuff, but can you confirm, like, and just questioning it, I feel like that wouldn't be a problem to him unless he did anything. Did she ever send stuff to you? Like, I remember you saying, like, I'm not gonna say anything, but I swear, but like, be so honest, because like, I remember you saying that you had stuff from another teacher and I remember trying to guess, so just be honest. It's so hard to read what she's saying because she can barely speak. She also sends an audio note saying, also, can we listen to my voice right now after 2 days of teaching 7 hours straight? I think by the end of this semester, I'm going to lose my voice at least 3 times, especially soccer season. My throat hurts, my head hurts. You got bigger issues. You got bigger issues than that, girl. The student replies, no, she didn't. Hailey replies, so there's a different teacher that's not her, that's not me, sending you stuff. Or sent you stuff, I guess. Like, you can be very honest. Like, I'm not literally not saying anything to anybody. Like, I promise. Nah, she did. But fuck, no one knows. No one can ever know. I don't know. Like, that's the craziest part is that, like, so out of between you and obviously others, one of the others had to say something unless like her own family did. So like, how did other people throw his name in there or something, I'm assuming? Yeah, I don't know, but I was like the F, like I was done, like I stopped, you know. I know boy A is like the main one. So Hailey replies, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I knew that she sent boy A stuff. He told me this at the end of like last semester, that he had just like the videos or whatever. But for what you made it seem like, I was actually shocked and like I never even said that. But I never did tell a soul because like someone's a couple people's lives you're messing with. So I never said anything, but as far as I know from what he was saying, it was just him receiving that kind of thing and not doing anything about it. So I don't know why he's the main one. And I do know that apparently he said that someone else found out about her doing that. I'm not sure. He has no idea how she found out, and I have no idea she found out about that at all. Maybe he's referring to his girlfriend there. So she's like, she has that info, who knows what she would have done with that. The student says, that bee is crazy, that bee is crazy. It's definitely her, same with me, nah, she's freaky, Miss Burlaka a freak. And in this next voice message, I think Hailey is referring to boy A's girlfriend. Yeah, but they literally left. That's the last time I heard from boy A, is that they're on good terms because of the fact that at the party, she was throwing low blows all night, just like a bee, basically. And she went off like crying, and he followed her. He's like, I'm not gonna lie. He's like, we can be unintelligible. I'm not gonna end it like this just because I'm like leaving, like you're not gonna see me now. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about everything, and falling back on everything. The student replied, bro, that's a crazy bee, crazy bee. She can switch up like this, bro. Hailey, I also feel like, I don't know, it's handled through police and not even through school, so unless she went straight to them. Well, I don't know, cause, yawning, I know that this shit happened like spring, bro, with me and her. Like, listen, if we were to do any of that stuff, like, still, that's extremely wrong, like, so wrong. Don't get it twisted, like, and I send to multiple people, like, this is actually insane. But for her, who is like 50 years old with a husband and kids, that's wrong times wrong. Nah, that shit's crazy. Well, you and me, that's different. That's different, cause look at me, cause it's different. I turn 18 soon anyway. No, it's not even about that. It's the fact that, I mean, like, again, I'm not saying this to rationalize it, but it's like, I'm in my 20s, single with no kids. Again, that does not make it okay for me to be freaky. If I was going to do that, even just to you, like, I don't know, that's why I'm weird about it for so many different reasons. But yeah, that's why she's interesting. That's why it explains the videos. The student replies, yeah, I know why, like, don't get me wrong, I understand, like, obviously I do know why, but I just think it's fine if you do it just with me. It's just chill, no one really knows about me. Yeah, but like, obviously people found out about stuff that was on the down low with other people. So like, how's that come to be? Like, that's scary too, even thinking about that sometimes. Like, how did it happen? Yeah, but like, I don't have the need to do that. I'm not talking to nobody, like, I'm literally just minding myself, so. But I'm a really sentimental person. Like, I hate her. I hate doing bad people, like doing people raw, and I know I done it, but just, I don't like it. Hailey replies, so you're saying that I'm safe with you because you're a sentimental person? You don't want to do bad things to a good person like me? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, literally. Nah, but maybe I was thinking that maybe her husband found out. Yeah, dude, like, I don't know, that would be crazy for him to turn her in like that. I don't know. I asked my little cop guy friend, and he hasn't responded yet because he's sleeping, so I'll see what he says. And then they continue talking about their suspicions and just generally chit-chatting. And Hailey finds a way to make it about herself, obviously. She says, why do you care about the other girls in the class when you have me there, duh? Oh yeah, I forgot, my fault, I'm sorry. Nah, but lol, I'm kidding, kind of. Nah, like, you won't even care about the other girls in there because, like, I'm so chill. Yeah, like, I won't be able to keep my eyes off you. It's gonna be so hard. Just got to be focused in that class. Right, I'm glad. I'm glad you can prepare yourself. Yeah, hopefully you stay focused, but don't get too distracted either, you know? Just make sure you want to talk to me the entire class, not actually to do work, but hoping to keep your good student standards in my class. Or like, you can't get jealous when I show other people attention because that's like my job. He replies, it's gonna be so hard for me to do that. I just can't see you talk to any other guys, like, oh my God. No, I've actually heard that before from somebody, actually a couple of people, like, being dead serious. When I was talking to other guy students in particular, they got a little jealous apparently. Towards the end of the police report, we see messages between Hailey Beck and what I think is another student. Again, it could be boy A, I don't know, but I've just included this to show how manipulative she is. At one point, she messages saying, like, I'm gonna actually be late to work one day and everyone is gonna be like, where's Miss Beck? She's just sleeping in. No, it'll be because I killed myself because of you, so watch yourself. Okay, we finally got to the end of the text messages between Hailey Beck and her victims. Now we have a text exchange between boy A and one of his friends at the high school. I'm not sure who's who. I'm assuming they were both being abused by the teachers. It's all redacted. Anyway, we have the body of the text. How are you doing? How is it having our teacher eat the D? Toothache gone, I'm locked in. FS, WTW today. Easy, laid there. Then she was like fucking sweating on me and shit. Her belly was smacking my belly. Fat bitch, fat ass bitch. And then I had to get up and she was like, fuck me like this. And she just wanted to lay down. So I crushed it for like 2 minutes and then came all over her face and then booted her and went to sleep. It was a crazy sight to see. My it was a crazy sight to see, whole face covered in my kids, literally. She said she couldn't see, it got in her eyes. I started giggling. What do you guys think about that? I don't think anything about it. I think they were being abused, and if they want to speak badly about their abuser, you know, whatever, I don't care. I don't think she deserves any niceness. That's it. That's all the information we got from the 200-page report. I feel like we've been on a journey together. That was just horrendous. It was disgusting. It was intriguing. It was disgusting again. Hailey Beck needs to go to prison for a long, long time. She is absolutely rabid. She's frothing at the mouth. And considering all she did with boy A, I doubt very much that he was her only victim. I think she has victimised a lot of students in that school, and she's been there for 6 years, remember? And it's just so sad. It's so sad that all of this has been swept under the rug. It's sad that it's taken so long for it to come out, and the rumours were an open secret and no one ever stepped in and no one reported it beforehand. There were a few complaints made to the school about Hailey Beck's behaviour, you know, wanting to be friends with the kids, gossiping and such. But oh my god, it's just been a lot. It's really been a lot. I really hope that justice prevails. I hope her and Angela Burlaka go to prison for a long, long time. As of now, Noah Beck has not commented on the issue. And I feel quite bad for Noah Beck. I doubt very much that he knew that his sister was fooling around with the student. And quite frankly, it has nothing to do with him. He's not at fault for that, and I think it is going to impact his career. Take a deep breath and just have a palate cleanser. I'm gonna go have a palate cleanser. I need to watch something wholesome. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.